Chapter 55, The Price of Interference. They didn't speak on the way back. No one needed to, because everyone was already thinking. The group returned to White Wolf's camp. Inside, the air felt different. Not loud, not tense, but alive. Those whose battles were over sat freely. No urgency remained. Only one thought lingered, their future. But the others, those still moving forward, couldn't rest. Their minds were already ahead, on the next opponent, friend or enemy. Amid them, White Wolf stood apart. Still, distant, even more than usual. White Whale noticed. She stepped closer, her voice quiet, but direct. "What are you thinking?" The room shifted. Every gaze turned toward him. He didn't answer. Not immediately. A few seconds passed. Then, he spoke. "I'm thinking about the next challenge." A pause. And something else. White Whale's expression tightened. "What else?" His eyes lowered, just slightly. "A presence." The word settled heavily. He continued, calm as ever. "When we visited Twin Blade, something was there. A brief silence. Watching. Another pause. And it wasn't hiding. The room went still. It was focused on me." His voice didn't change, but the meaning did. And it hasn't left. No one spoke, because they understood. That kind of presence wasn't common, and never harmless. Thoughts began to form. Who? But before anyone could speak, a figure entered. A guard. Silent. Professional. He approached White Wolf and handed him a sheet, then left. No explanation. No delay. The group gathered immediately. Attention sharpened. White Wolf unfolded it. At the top, written clearly, "Knockout Battle Stage 2. Below, the matches. White Whale versus Wildfire. The Great King versus Two-Head Dragon. Vex versus Nightmare. Clan Lord versus White Wolf." Silence. Then, something shifted. Every eye moved to one place. Nightmare. Because this wasn't just another fight. It was inevitable. The one who hunted them, and the one who had to face it. Nightmare didn't move, didn't speak, but the weight reached her. White Whale stepped forward, without hesitation, and pulled her into a quiet embrace. No words, none were needed, because this wasn't about strength. It was about surviving, and staying in control. And this time, she would need both. Slowly, one by one, everyone left. White Wolf's camp fell quiet again. But Alex didn't rest. He stood outside, beneath the open sky, his eyes fixed on the moon. Minutes passed, then hours. He didn't move, not once, as if he was waiting for something. When the night grew heavier, he stepped forward and entered the forest. Tall trees surrounded him. Darkness settled in. The air felt wrong, too still. He stopped. You already know what to do. Silence. No reply. But the forest shifted. Leaves moved without wind. Something was there, watching, listening. Then, gone. A presence moved away to carry out his command. Alex didn't follow. He went deeper, far from the camp, until a quiet lake appeared, and beside it, Lysara, still, composed, watching the water. "You're thinking too far ahead," she said. "It will burn you." A pause. You can't calm fire with fire, and you can't stop water by blocking it. Alex didn't react. It has to play out. A beat, or everything falls apart. Now she turned. "You hate gambling, and yet you're betting Greyfard on a guess? The moment you call my real name, this stopped being a choice, a breath. So now we play our parts, or we burn with them." Silence. Lysara watched him. Then, a faint smile. "Your sister still thinks you're innocent, but you're not." Alex turned away. "You should rest. It's not wise to stay awake this late." And he left. Behind him, Lysara chuckled softly. "You still hide everything, don't you?" Near Nightmare's tent, something broke. A sharp noise. Sudden. Wrong. Guards rushed. Voices rose. An attempt had been made. Inside, White Whale held Nightmare tightly. Firm. Protective. A dagger lay nearby. Dark. Coated with venom. The air felt heavy. Nightmare trembled, just slightly. Her eyes searched, not for safety, for him, White Wolf, because somewhere, without anyone noticing, he had become their center. He arrived, late, calm, too calm. No ruse, no surprise. I want to see it. The guards hesitated, but his authority held. They handed it over. He studied the dagger, carefully, then spoke. It's Vex. A pause. No doubt. The guards exchanged looks, uncertain, because acting on this meant risk. Alex stepped forward. You were assigned to protect them. His voice sharpened. Will Lady Lysara forgive failure? Silence. That was enough. Orders followed. The guards moved toward Vex camp to arrest him. And through it all, White Whale watched. Not the guards, not the chaos. Alex. Something felt wrong. Too controlled, too precise. Not like before. She said nothing, but the thought remained. A doubt, quiet, growing. Nightmare's tent remained restless. Voices movement fatigue, but far from it. Vex's tent was silent, too silent. He slept unaware. Then, everything broke. Royal guards stormed in. No warning, no words. Vex's eyes snapped open, anger rising. But before thought could form, they struck, one then many, more than a dozen. Rancors surrounded him. No space, no escape. They didn't question. They didn't explain. They attacked. Blows came from every direction. Vex tried to react, but there was no opening, no time. He was overwhelmed, chained, restrained, broken into stillness. A guard stepped forward, his voice cold. You dare act within Lady Lysara's territory? Vex tried to speak, but they didn't listen. They dragged him out, like nothing, like no one, toward the rancor cells, a place meant for power and punishment. Inside, he was beaten again. Everything happened too fast, too clean, too controlled. Many didn't even realize. It was already over. Back in Nightmare's tent, Grey Wolf returned, his voice calm. Vex has been arrested. Relief spread. Tension loosened. But one person didn't move. White Whale. Her eyes stayed on Alex, and his lack of reaction spoke louder than anything. For the first time, doubt entered her. Deep, quiet, dangerous. Alex spoke again, steady as ever. We should rest. A brief pause. Snowflake. White Whale, stay with her night. There was no discussion. No hesitation. He left, and one by one, the others followed. But White Whale remained still, because she couldn't forget his eyes. Hours passed. Midnight deepened. White Whale woke. She stepped outside. Snowflake stopped her, voice low. Where are you going? White Whale turned slightly. Her answer came calm, but distant. Too much happened. I need air. A small pause. Stay with her. She didn't wait. She walked away. But it wasn't a walk. It was direction. Straight. Toward him. Inside Alex's tent. He was awake. Lying still. Eyes fixed on his sword. She entered. He noticed immediately. What are you doing here? She didn't answer. Instead, she removed her crown. Her hair fell free. She stepped closer. Slow. Deliberate. Before he could react, she pushed him back and climbed over him. Not aggressive. Not desperate. Controlled. She guided his hand to her waist. Then, to her leg. A test. Nothing more. Alex didn't pull away, but his voice remained calm. I don't know much about women. A slight pause. But I know when one is trying to manipulate me. Silence. White Whale froze, then stepped off him. Quickly. Her voice quieter now. You're cruel. Alex sat up, his tone unchanged. I didn't reject you. A pause. If that was truly your intention, I would have responded. He looked at her directly. But you're here for something else. Silence stretched between them. Then, she sat beside him. A soft laugh escaped her. I am scared. A pause. I'm scared of you. White Wolf. Her voice lowered. I don't want to break before I reach my goal. Another pause. So, I thought if I gave you what you want, maybe you wouldn't turn against me. Alex frowned slightly. Not confused, but measuring. She continued, more quietly now. I can feel it. You're involved in everything that's happening. I just don't know how much, or how far you're willing to go. Silence. Alex said nothing. She let out a slow breath. That look again. A A faint shake of her head, the one that ends every conversation. A pause. Do you not trust us? Then softer. Or me? Alex answered calmly. It's not about trust. A pause. You're just not ready to know. She smiled faintly. Not even a little. He shook his head. No. She stood, walked toward the exit, then stopped, turned back, her voice steady. Elira Alvalith. A pause. My real name. Another pause. My trust. She turned to leave, but his voice stopped her. Quiet. Clear. Alex Morgan. She froze, turned slowly, stared at him, because that name meant something. Morgan. A name whispered and feared across Mungren, and he said it to her. Her heart shifted, quietly, deeply. She didn't understand it. Not fully, but she knew one thing. From that moment, she would stand with him, no matter where it led, because something had begun. Not just trust, not just loyalty, but something far more dangerous. A connection that could shape everything or destroy it. The moment White Whale left the tent, silence returned. Alex exhaled, loud and uncontrolled. I will never understand women. A quiet laugh escaped him as he shook his head slightly. Controlling myself in that situation took more than I expected. For a brief moment, his thoughts drifted. Good thing I trained under Seraphine and Naira. A faint smirk formed on his lips. Training under those two taught me at least as much. The tension in his body slowly loosened. The weight pressing on his chest lifted. For the first time that night, his mind felt clear, light, and without another thought, Alex lay down and slipped into a deep, undisturbed sleep. The next morning, chaos. Voices overlapped. Footsteps rushed. Something urgent had spread through the camp like fire. A summons had been issued, not by guards, not by messengers, but by Lasara herself. That alone was enough. The arena filled faster than ever before. Participants gathered. No one spoke loudly, but tension hung thick in the air. Alex didn't waste time asking questions. He arrived with the others, silent, observing. Something was wrong. Everyone could feel it. For the first time, Lasara stepped forward to address everyone directly. No delay, no hesitation, no softening of tone. Last night, one of the participants attempted to murder their opponent. A ripple moved through the crowd. Shout, anger, confusion. This is unacceptable under any condition. Her voice remained calm, but there was no warmth in it. Today will be a trial. A pause followed, heavy, and possibly an execution. She turned slightly. Bring the accused. Vex was dragged into the arena, chained, restrained, forced down onto his knees against a pillar at the center. His body looked worn, but his eyes burned. The moment he was secured, a single question was asked. Are you guilty or innocent? Vex lifted his head. Rage sharpened his voice. I am not guilty. I don't even... Before the sentence could finish, a brutal punch from the old guard slammed into his face. The impact echoed. Silence followed. This didn't feel like a trial. It felt like something already decided. Lasara spoke again. You are accused of attempting to murder your opponent. Nightmare. A guard stepped forward. In his hand, a dagger. Its blade darkened at the tip. Poison. This weapon carries your clan's mark, the guard declared. And the poison matches what was used in previous incidents. Lasara's gaze did not shift. So, Vex, do you have anything to say? I'm being framed. Vex roared, his voice cracking through the arena. I didn't do anything. Lasara's tone changed, sharpened. So, you're saying I framed you? The air tightened. Vex didn't answer directly. His fists clenched, his jaw locked. Then, through gritted teeth, I will accept the trial. I will fight and prove my innocence. For a moment, Lasara said nothing. Her silence stretched. Then, very well. Her voice echoed. Clear. Final. You will prove it now. She raised her hand slightly. This is a trial of death. The words settled heavily over everyone present. Either you kill, or you are killed. Her gaze moved across the arena. Does anyone wish to face him? Silence. A single moment. No movement. No sound. Then, Alex stood. White Whale reacted instantly. Her hand shot forward, grabbing his arm. trying to stop him, trying to pull him back. But he didn't move, not even slightly. He gently freed himself from her grip and stepped forward. Lysara's eyes locked onto him. "White Wolf, do you understand what this means?" Her voice remained steady, but something beneath it wavered. "If you kill him, you prove he is guilty. If you die, you prove he is not." A pause. "Sharp, one of you will die today. Are you certain?" For just a moment, there was hesitation in her eyes. Alex didn't speak. He simply nodded and stepped into the arena. The moment he crossed the boundary, he drew his blade, clean, polished, silent. Vex was unchained just enough to fight. His daggers were returned to him, poison still glistening along their edges. He lowered his stance, a twisted grin forming slowly. A dog ready to bite, sent by its master. His eyes locked onto Alex. Cold, burning. "Good. I'll kill you, and then I'll kill your master." The meaning was unmistakable. If he survived, Lysara would be next. Murmurs broke across the arena. Guards cursed under their breath. Hands tightened around weapons. The air itself felt ready to snap. Then, Lysara spoke. Her voice cut through everything. Bold words. Cold, sharp, unforgiving. "Let's see if fate grants you the chance to prove them." Alex and Vex stood facing each other, weapons drawn, breathing steady. But the signal to begin never came. The arena waited. All eyes shifted upward, toward Lysara. She didn't speak. She didn't move. For a moment, it felt like even she was hesitating. Then, a deep breath escaped her, and finally, she raised her hand. "Begin." The silence shattered. Both moved at the same time, like raging beasts unleashed. They collided. Steel met steel. A violent clang echoed across the arena. Speed met speed. Force met force. Every strike meant to kill. Vex attacked relentlessly, poison coating his blades. Every movement sharp, desperate, deadly. Alex remained controlled. His eyes sharpened. His breathing slowed. Blood hunt. His senses expanded. Time felt clearer, sharper. He didn't waste movement, didn't rush, didn't panic. He read. He adapted. He endured. The clash intensified, blow after blow, strike after strike. The arena roared, then fell silent again. Because something was changing. Vex was losing control. And Alex was not. Then, in a single opening, Alex moved. Fast, clean, precise. His short blade, the one given by Naira, drove forward. It pierced Vex's stomach. Deep. So deep, the tip emerged from his back. Silence. The fight seemed over. Even Lysara exhaled. It was done. But Vex didn't fall. Instead, he laughed. A broken, twisted, unstable laugh. His hands shot forward, grabbing Alex, holding him in place. "Do you think?" He coughed, then laughed again. "I will die alone." Before Alex could react, Vex moved. A hidden blade, from his boot, shot upward. It pierced Alex's leg. A sharp, sudden strike. Then, without hesitation, Vex bit down. A small blade, hidden in his mouth, snapped forward and struck Alex's throat. Poison. Both weapons, coated. Everything happened in an instant. Vex smiled, satisfied. Then, his body gave in. He took his final breath and fell. On the other side, Alex staggered. His grip weakened. His breath, unsteady. He turned, slowly, toward Lysara. His lips moved. Saw the Then, his gaze shifted. Toward them. His people, running toward him. At the front, Elira, white whale. He collapsed, but didn't hit the ground. She caught him. His head rested in her lap. Her hands trembled. His vision blurred. Voices echoed, distant, fading. Lysara was shouting, ordering, demanding. "I don't care how, heal him." But the world was slipping, and in his final moments, something broke. From within him, Lunareth emerged. The air shifted. Water formed. Snow began to fall. The arena started freezing. Lunareth stood, Hadyating destruction, but her eyes were filled with tears. You promised. Her voice shattered. You said this time it will be different. Her power surged, uncontrolled, raging. And at the center of it all, Alex took his final breath. And just like that, everything fell silent. Alex Morgan, the White Wolf, has fallen. But the real question is he truly dead? Or was this just another piece of something far bigger? Because if this is truly the end, then what happens next? What happens to White Whale, to Lysara, to the world that just witnessed his fall? And more importantly, what awakens after this? This is only the beginning. So don't go anywhere, because the next part is coming soon, and it's going to be bigger, darker, and far more dangerous. If you felt this chapter, make sure to like the video, thumbs up. Drop your theories in the comments, speech balloon, and share it with others so this story can reach more people. And if you don't want to miss what happens next, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon bell. Because trust me, you don't want to be late for what's coming next. See you in the next part.